Hello! Hi YouTube! I know Guild War has been over, so you guys probably want to know on the YouTube side like what I've been trying to do to get ready for next Guild War, right? So what I've been doing is that I've been farming Siegfried now, because unfortunately Siegfried is the only Revan's raid I can host. Not host, like race, kind of. But not the greatest, but it's working. Yeah, so I guess I'll share the homework that I copied from someone else. It's not mine. It's not my crewmates either. I just copied from someone on YouTube. I don't know who that is. It's some JP dude, I think. Or some gaijin guy that is acting as a JP dude. I don't know. But yeah, someone from YouTube. But yeah, I guess there's somewhat two homeworks I have. But how do I say this? The one that I'm using right now is definitely a lot more consistent. And it allows me to vroom vroom a little bit. One of the main reasons, like, you don't really see Super Baja now from my side, is just that my crew is starting to say fuck it to it already. We are getting sick and tired of that already. And because we already gotten quite a bit of sands already, so it's like, okay. So I decided I need to find some way to get my sands as well, because I can't rely on my crewmates to do like chat carry runs anymore. So this is the next best thing I have. So this is what I have to deal with, and we good. I mean, not to mention, maybe we might make use of the Siegfried's weapon, because I'm seeing some people are sharing like some grids and setups or team comps that involves his weapon, like 2 or 3 of his weapons. So, why not, right? Because I mean, I feel like I'm just doing for the sands anyway. And if I get a weapon, sure, why not, right? Yeah. Alright, so this is the okay, so hopefully I can get a run to demo for you guys later, because it's pretty late in Japan right now, and the runs is getting a little bit slow because of the crappy raid finder, and they say they're updating it, but it's still shit anyway. You get the idea. Alright, so first one, it involves okay, one thing I probably should warn you guys about this is that it's very, I would say it's quite character like requirement heavy, right? It is quite flexible in a way for Siegfried, honestly, but for this particular setup that I'm going for, it's quite how do I explain this? Because every single like team comps you see on like YouTube or whatever, right? The character setups that you see, it works very differently in the raid itself. Like most of them tend to work very differently. Like some decided to like do this and that, and then the other one would go like the other way around kind of shit. It works very differently. So because like there's people like running like Enyo, what's that, like non-leech setups, you know, some people actually run like what's that, Fairy, what's the name, what's the full name, Ultimate Fairy, right? That version, the one that only works really well on Fridays, so you only farm on Friday or something. So you can do that in like 2 days, it's okay. There are some people running Fairy, there's some people even running like Naru as like part of like the main setup. Some people even run without Sleepy Potato, some people run what's that, the what was the other? Yeah, Cat. Yeah, I was like, what was the grand character? Yeah, some people run Cat as well. So there's quite a few characters that people has been running for this particular setup. I was running Enyo. Prior to this, my previous setup was running Enyo. But the problem with that is that it can be really, really bad if the run was too slow. Yeah. If the run was too slow or too fast, it can kind of screw me over, which can be kind of bad in a way. I'm not entirely certain if I can change that and tweak that to make it a little bit more consistent if the run was too fast, but I think it's still okay anyway. For the most part, right? For the most part, Siegfried turn 1, you always want to sack someone, right? It's either you sack someone or you use MC to cover that for you. But from what I've seen so far, it's honestly better to sack someone. The reason that being, because as you can see from my MC's EX skills, Bounty Hunter is probably the best EX skill you could have in this raid. Why? Because you have one very, very important trigger on the boss that requires you to use blue border skills. And so happen Bounty Hunter is a blue border skills, and there are only 3 turns cooldown. So it's really, really good. It rotates super fast, basically. Yes. So that's why I'm using 2 of them. I think that the homework that I copied is not using 2 of them, but I'm using 2 of them. Seems much nicer. I will explain that why in a bit. The idea is that you sack someone, right? You sack someone at the start, and then later on you sack someone again. There's quite a few setups that involves what I'm doing for this one. It's like they'll sack 2 characters, because if they don't do that, this is going back to my prior setup to before this, where I don't do that. If I don't do that, what essentially happens in this raid is that Siegfried gets a lot of, like, he has his own personal stacks. I'm just gonna call it as an attack and defense stacks on him. If his attack stacks goes way too fucking high, he will destroy you. He will straight up destroy you. Not joking. Especially when he hits like at least minimum of 6 stacks, right? 5 and above. He will fucking delete your characters really goddamn hard. Especially when he multi-attacks like crazy. Okay? So it can be very, very bad. So the reason why we are sacking 2 characters is because in order for him to reduce that stacks very, very quickly, he needs to do his qual something fare something. I don't know what the fuck is that fucking trigger called. That qual always happens when he gets full diamonds, and what that does is that he will reduce his stacks by what, 5? Yeah, he will reduce that stacks by a marginal amount. That's why you want to like at least get the 2 character. You sacrifice 2 characters just so you can get the thing down, so it allows you to mesh a lot safer. Yeah, which is why also technically Magna is actually not that bad either for this one, because my grid, I'll show you in a while, is not even that crazy either. It's just that you just need to juggle between the whole stacks thing. It makes it a lot smoother. So I'll probably explain a little bit more in the run. So the grid is kind of bad in a way. It's kind of bad in a way, but oh yeah, I forgot to change that. I was supposed to change this. I didn't change that, but it's fine. Honestly, this is fine because most of the time you only need potato anyway. You don't really need this because this too, it doesn't really do damage. They'll die very early. So you just need potato, and because you know you're using 2 potatoes, right? And then you also bring leech back later. You bring leech in later because of you don't really want it to delay so much, right? That's why. So the grid wise, once again, you do not need this. And also these are not maxed out. If you didn't know, they're all 0 stars. You don't have to bar them. Yeah, as a Magna player, you don't really have to bar them. If you have them, just slot it in, I guess. If not, it's fine as well. So if you want to be on the safer side, and if you do not have like Judgment Harp, right? Honestly, Judgment Harp is actually really, really good for this. If you can at least get it to full limit break, right? Because if you get it to full limit break, you can get the 30% earth damage reduction. If you do not have this, yes, and if you're a Magna player, I do suggest you to get the Draconic on instead of Opus, because you're gonna get hit really fucking hard at times. So if you're using Judgment Harp, you do not need Opus. If you're using Judgment Harp, you will want Opus. Yes. If you do not have this, you will want Draconic. Okay. Yeah. So if you do not have Cat Daggers, you can put in more spoons if you want to be on the safer side. You can put in more spoons. You can put another one of these if you have the Proving Ground Harp thingy, because the Proving Ground Harps give you skill cap. Yeah, because you're not really capped yet, so having another harp can technically kind of work. But I'm using this just for the supplemental, and it seems to work. I don't really care about the voltage. If you can full limit break this, obviously it'll be much better. But I don't really want to burn my bars yet, so yeah, screw that. Yeah, because this would help, right? Because you're not really capped on the damage cap yet anyway. See, it's only like 3% anyway. So if you have like the 2 of them, you get way more, right? Because you get like 7% each, I think. Was it 7% each on PNS? I don't remember. I think it was around there. Yeah, so it'd be like 14, 17%. So yeah, so it's definitely better, right? But it's not really that needed. It's okay. Like, you may also think that, oh, my crit is not max because I already have this. My crit is not max. It doesn't really matter because most of your damage comes from this and this anyway. It doesn't really matter too much. So summon wise, it's also quite you can put in whatever you want to technically. Yeah, you can put in whatever you want. Oh, as for Ultima, it's also you can put whatever you want, but I just put spear because I'm too lazy to switch. Everything is the same if you're wondering. Stamina, whatever. Opus, it's stamina as well if you didn't know. Yeah, I'm just using Ogi cap and skill cap. Straightforward? Kind of, yeah, but the thing is, like, for this, right? The summon setup for this particular setup that I decided to go with is that you use the usual stuff. Yeah, you use the usual stuff like the Akaram summons, the Primarch summons, right? It's just so you can get extra damage cap and the stuff. So if you do not have this, it's fine. If you have what, the stupid dragon summon, I don't think that really matters a lot if you're using dragon summon, but if you want, by all means, I suppose. I don't think it really matters at all if you use that, because this is kind of like a spare slot technically. I would even say this might actually be a spare slot as well. You can kind of remove this. I kept it as it is because I want to go zoom more. I don't really want to use my brain more, so it's like I would not require to pot that often either, just because I want that extra HP out of it, just so I can, you know, go zoom more, right? Same goes for this. I originally used to have 3 spoons because I was a little bit how do I say, afraid, because the guy hits really hard sometimes. But after getting used to it, and sometimes maybe I need to pot, yeah, I just like, you know what, since I don't really pot prior to this, fuck it, I'll just use 2 instead. And it still fares relatively well. You can actually try in trial as well and see whether it works for you, because I think it's much better for you to test in trial, because you get to see how the run goes without debuffs. Yeah, because it's probably better that way. You can see how much damage you are actually getting, because if you can survive in trial, you will be able to survive in an actual run, no problem. Yeah, that's usually how I see it when I was testing this before. Okay, so this is the thing. Oh, and obviously another one I would probably mention, even in Magna, right? If you have Valentine Grimnir's weapon, you can use that as main hand. MC can do more damage, and you can probably reach 4 million a lot quicker. But from what I've tested so far, even without it, it's just using Xeno, I think it's still fine. It's not really a big deal. You do get, yeah, I mean, who cares, I guess. That thing doesn't really matter too much. My AX is kind of whatever too, but yeah. I don't think this is really that important. Honestly, I don't think that's important, but that's probably the best one I have for AX skills, so I just stuck with that. Screw that. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much about the setup that I'm using. I guess I'll try to demo a little bit if I can get a run in. Oh, so happen I have a run in. How nice. Alright, double refresh. I might probably go fast, but I'll try to explain as much as I can. So first one, I always S2, S3 on Naru. I don't think you need to S3, but I'll do it anyway just for the fun of it. So the first turn was that, and then the remaining turn 2 and turn 3, I will guard everyone. So the next turn you guard again, because the whole idea is you want to get through this portion very quickly. And then once you get the debuff thing, I always buff with Neo already and press this 2 and attack. There is a slight chance that this particular turn, right, he will auto you like crazy, because you see you get to 6 stacks, right? He can auto you like fuck. So it's much safer if you have your HP above 60% at all times. So a lot of times in turn 5 this happens. Sometimes this doesn't happen, it doesn't matter, just attack only. So if this happens in turn 5, you just fucking monkey S2 on herself, so you kill her. And you can just full heal just to get your HP up full again. Also, another thing I want to point out is that if your monkey is at full Ogi, you can just Ogi her. She's supposed to have dodge all, but she still dies. I do not know why, but apparently it works like that. But yeah. So I'm a little bit slow right now. But when this qual appears again, all you need to do is just fucking do the damage mitigation shit and guard with everyone but MC. Because MC caps at 10k anyway. So the rest of the time you just attack. Debuff skills is kind of straightforward. Press again. So one of the main things that is quite hard for me to explain in this particular run is that this run can be reactive a little bit. It can be reliant on like you needing to react based on the situation. So not every single run will always be the same, unfortunately. So like right now I'm a little bit slow, right? Actually I'm very slow. I'm very slow right now. So having Mooring now kind of helps there. Actually not sure why the fuck I did that. I was supposed to Langs on this turn. Great. Okay, I guess I kind of fucked up. Nice. Yeah, I kind of fucked up. I wasn't really thinking straight because on that 50% trigger, he doesn't do damage. You're not supposed to Langs there. That's also one of the main reasons why I fucking Morik now. I'll probably do another one that is when I do the run faster, just so maybe you can see it a little bit better, I guess. Yeah. So a lot of times in this setup, from what I've noticed, you can actually press Leech S2 off cooldown because you're wondering maybe you need to save for S2 for the whole debuff bullshit like this, right? From what I've seen, you can actually just press it. The moment she appears, you can just press it off cooldown. From what I've tested so far. The only thing that maybe you need to save is maybe Neo's S3. The Neo's S3, maybe you need to save like after 75. Once you go through 75% trigger, there is a chance that you might need to save it because if you go through fast enough and the run is a little bit on the slower side, Sieg will do the debuff trigger thing again, and you need that. Yeah. So every time when he does this, all you need to do is just damage mitigation and guard the other 3 characters, and your MC doesn't need to, and you should be fine. Oh, I'm ready for meal. See. Yeah, so still managed to somewhat recover there. But yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah, we good. But let's get another 200k because we can get 200k honors by clearing omens, right? Bam! 4.2. Easy. Okay. So that's how it is. Let me try another one and see if I can try to go faster this time. Oops. Why is there a Relic Buster in here? Oh, that's this run is probably gonna fail. I'm not sure what is that kind of setup for Relic Buster. I haven't really seen it yet. Maybe he's not going to fuck up, but I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. So yeah, usually you turn 2 and turn 3 you got all, and then same goes for this. You press this too. The 3 debuff skills go go go. Yeah, this run is going to be really slow, but I guess I can kind of show and see how it is. I forgot to mention that for S3 S4 Monkey, right? Technically, you don't have to press that because it doesn't last forever. Like you may say that her S4 lasts forever, but it doesn't really matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter because most of the time the debuff stays forever, and if you're using Leech, you already have more than enough debuffs, so it doesn't matter. Also, another thing to point out is that if you're afraid, right, whenever the healing trigger or omen comes up, you can actually you can technically Langs that if you're afraid, because that can actually hit quite hard if you didn't know. So yeah, once again, the thing comes out, sure. That thing can hit quite hard, so that's probably one thing you need to pay attention to. Oh, I forgot to press that, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this one is very smooth, I think, but it is actually very slow. So the easiest way for me to tell is very slow is when I have my summons up before even 50. Like at 75 or whatever. Yeah, debuff skills up, press that, and yeah, for some reason hers is up in time too, so... Probably one thing I should mention, right? If you get the debuff trigger around here and leech is up, right? You obviously want to press this, but I wouldn't suggest using both of these. You probably want to have at least one of these up. Technically, it's not really needed, but... Oh look, that Relic Buster guy is dead already. Yes, this one's gonna be a fail. But like... it's just like, to be on a safer side, you probably want to do that. You know? That's what I do in my head, basically. So yeah. And you should never press this outside of, like, when you need the debuff skills or whatever. And also, once again, for the 50% trigger, this particular trigger, he does no damage, okay? See, I just purposely let you see. He just fills his charge diamond up. He removes your summons, basically. That's all he does. He doesn't do that damage, so it's okay. This one, he does damage. So what you can do for this one, because that's... Okay, so this is the main reason why I mentioned that I brought Bunkle. Because I can just press this and I'm immune. If not, you will need the damage mitigation shit, and you need to guard your 3 characters in, other than MC. Because this is so fucking slow, it's not gonna die anyway. I can just show it to you. You take no damage because you have 100% elemental cut. So probably another thing I want to add on to that is that you have to remember that particular qual trigger, right? If you're wondering whether the normal Lang's damage card works, it does not. You need to have your own Langs for that one if you're trying to do like somewhat similar strat as I am, okay? But the SR one doesn't work. The SR does work, because if you're casting your own SR Bunkle, it's 30% if I recall correctly. It's only if you grab it from someone, it's 25% if I recall correctly. Yeah, so if you're using some, like, your own SR Bunkle, the shitty one that you just randomly get from like Sparking or whatever, which is very, very common, you will not, you'll still be fine. You don't really have to like use like Morigna, like what I am or whatever. You must Langs because Langs is already 80%, right? You must Langs. Yeah, so then we do this again and blah 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 blah. Oh, I'm already almost 4 mil and it's at 30%. Wow, this is really slow. Because one guy decided to fucking suicide. Yeah, this stupid idiot here. I guess that's kind of good in a way. It's bad because I have -5 BP, but it's good because I can demo it for you, I suppose. Oh, do keep in attention that there's also another trigger, a qual trigger at 25 as well, if you didn't know that. So, you do want to like go through enough turns, and hopefully you can get it up by then. So, this is another add-on that I would like to add. The main reason why I prefer Bunkle in your setup, because I will Langs at the 50% trigger, because there are times from the runs that I've been through, right, it can be a little bit too fast, where I can't get this up in time, because this is 6 turns, right? You have to go through 6 turns for this to come back up, right? There are times where I can't get back my damage mitigation up in time. So having to Langs, and then with my Bunkle, I have full cut. To me, that's a lot more safer. But maybe for different people, you don't really have to. But this is just based on my experience. And I honestly do suggest you to like fuck around with your setup a little bit if you're planning to like run similar as mine or like doing some other shit, because it's this raid is a little bit reactive, to say the least. There are some stuff that is somewhat consistent that you can press the same button over and over, but there are some stuff where I mentioned before, like you need to react based on the current situation, needing to heal, needing to whether or not you want to press your Neo S3 or whatever, whether or not you want to press your summons or whatnot, those kind of stuff, and whether or not you need to press your Langs, all that shit. It's quite reactive, but for the most part, for my case, I only press my Langs on the 50% trigger. I try to not press Langs anything outside of that, because that's wasting my time. I just want to go fast. I'll be surprised this dies though, but we'll see how it is. Probably, this guy is probably gonna go hardcore, right? Just let him do it then. But yeah, so one thing I probably want to show again is that I'll try to do the trial room. So this one you can probably see a lot clearer, right? The amount of incoming damage that this guy can do. So let me just show it to you. I have how many more tries? I have 3 more tries. That's fine. Because I was testing a little bit earlier as well. This one I can probably just let you watch. So this one, like I said earlier, you don't really have to press the S3. If you want to, by all means. I mean, I just do it because why not, right? She does a little bit more damage, but I don't think it really matters. The most important thing, you need to sub. The only time you need to press the S2 instead of S1, right? So hello. Bye, Naru. Blah. And there she goes. Alright, so for this, guard. Wow, I got really lucky on the restraints, huh? That usually doesn't happen. I'm a little bit lucky now. Okay, so for this one, like I said before earlier, you just need to clear this, right? But I do suggest you to at least keep at least 60% and above. By 60%, maybe like, I don't know, like 35k and above, most likely. If your HP is 35k and above, I think you should be fine. I think. I mean, that's kind of like the main reason why I also press S2 on Neo, just so I can get extra defense, because, you know, sometimes there's no debuffs yet or whatever. That's why testing in trial technically is quite helpful as well. That's like the first few turns kind of thing. So you see what I mean, right? If he triple attacks there, you can see how much HP I'll be at, right? So you see what I mean there? So that's why you should have enough HP by that. So like at this point, if he's like at this condition, even though maybe at this point in the pub runs, it would have debuffs already. But I do suggest you to always be on the safer side. So if your HP is already like this, just heal up. Just heal up just to be on the safer side. And because you see, sometimes, like I said earlier, right? Turn 5, this doesn't happen sometimes. It happens either turn 5 or turn 6. So if that happens, just attack again, it's fine. And you don't have to pot this time, because Monkey is gonna do her job. Monkey is gonna heal. So yeah, so if you guys didn't know, I said earlier, right? She can, she's supposed to dodge all, right? But I've tried so many runs. Even though I'm OGing with her, she's supposed to have dodge all, she still fucking dies with the sub. I do not know why, but that's the case. But something to do with Sig being able to ignore dodge, I guess. So, oh well. See? She still gets deleted. So this is the main reason why I feel like this kind of setup is a little bit better, because as you can see, he's now down to 1 and 2. Because if this is his attack and this is his defense, what's that? His defense thingy. So if this is too high, you're just gonna get deleted very, very easily. And that's also the reason why it's still somewhat okay for Magna to still just go through. So you see, even though I'm like, okay, I only have like bare minimum debuffs or whatever, right? But it should still be okay, even without Langs. See? See, it's not that bad, right? And you get quite a bit of heals with the help of this one and your other shit kind of thing. So it's not too bad, right? So yeah, same thing again. Yeah, so you know what I mean, right? That's why I think this is probably a lot safer. Yeah. It kind of lets you go a little bit brain dead too, in a way. But yeah, you get what I mean, right? Okay, so I guess that's the that's enough of this demo. Alright, I think that's honestly about it. I can kind of show you a glimpse of what I had originally before this, but I wouldn't really suggest that because it can be a little bit finicky, because like I said, it's very inconsistent, because if the run is too slow, you get fucked. If the run is too fast, you can kind of get fucked as well. So what I was using before was that I was using Cat. I was using Anyo, Cat, and Leech in the front. Let's see if I can find back the stuff I had from yesterday. Alright, there. So this was the setup I was using prior to this. So I was using Anyo, Cat, and Leech literally in the front line. So the first turn MC was using the sub all and the damage mitigation thing. But from what I noticed is not that good, because your damage mitigation is kind of locked out too, in a way, sometimes if the run goes too fast, as you all seen sometimes. That was one of the main issues if it was too fast. If it's too slow, you'll get deleted from the stacks that he has. Because at that point, if it's too slow, if you don't reach 75 too quickly with this setup, he doesn't decrease his stacks at all, and he will just get deleted by his autos, because you know he will do like 10k and above autos, and it hits really, really hard. So yeah, it's pretty bad, right? So that's probably one of the things you need to pay attention to. So I guess this video is probably gone long enough, but yeah, this is the setups that I can the setup that I'm using for Siegfried, and this is the stuff that I'll be doing probably the next week or so. Be farming Siegfried for a while. I mean, I technically just started. I didn't really get a lot of his weapons yet, but I think I gotten 2 of his weapons so far. Yeah, I gotten 2 of his weapons so far, and I think only got 1 sand, so it's not bad. Haven't gotten the sand today because I haven't really started farming yet, but yeah. Okay, hope you can enjoy the video. I will see you guys again tomorrow or something for the new banner, Lakefest banner, because Lakefest banner is tomorrow. Yeah. Good luck! Or probably you can just chill, I guess, because Guild War is over.